Hello, everybody, and welcome to Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. I am Koibu. I'll be your DM for the evening. These are my players. Before I introduce them, let me tell you a little bit about the premise of this campaign. Voyages of Dusk and Dawn is an unusual campaign. Some people might call it an avant-garde Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We have a single-player campaign with 4 players. To my left, the screen right, you'll see Vincent Mapper over here, played by Jeff. He is our primary character. He's got a big quest that he's going to undertake. He's got this magic boat and this magic stone and all these other tools, and he's going to go explore the vast ruins of the long-forgotten Farron Empire in search of little bits of treasure or magic or knowledge from this great and glorious time to help his growing empire defeat their enemies. This is an expedition for information and tools and, you know, all these glorious things. And that's Vincent's job. And below us, you'll see our 3 hirelings, members of the community who have submitted auditions and joined our show. They are here to help Vincent along their way, and they're paid handsomely for their work. It's 100 gold a month, which is a huge amount of money. And they're here until they die, or until they decide that they've had enough, or until our schedules don't work, and then their characters will just, you know, catch the plague or something like that. And then we'll get new people to replace them as soon as Vincent hires new ones. So, single player, minions, DM. And that's going to be the structure for our game here. And now let's introduce everybody. Our returning character is Vincent Mapper, played by Jeff. You may remember him from Rise of Drekis, Chapter 2 and Chapter 5. Vincent, hello.
Hello, I'm very excited to bring main character energy and to bring back a beloved character of mine, Vincent Mapper. I will seek to bring the Empire great glory on the down low. First, we gotta just do some good exploration.
Yeah, nice and easy exploration. Nothing too fancy here. Before we introduce the other people, do you want to tell us a little bit about these 2 important magical items that we will be using to get around here, your boat and your amulet?
Sure thing. So first off, the boat you may be familiar with from the last episode, the last series. It's called the Rift Dancer. It's a boat that can very conveniently turn into a box or a rowboat or a ship. The ship is a nice room for about 12 people. Can fit on the boat / in the boat. The rowboat is large enough for 4 people, and the box is carryable. So a very convenient means of travel.
And this amulet.
This amulet?
Yeah, this rock.
Yes, quite a magical item. Known as the Memory Stone, it is a device for recording memories, and it has, is this right to say thousands?
Yeah.
Of years? Thousands of years of memories on it. Some of which are of ancient times, which were recorded by powerful people, which may hint towards precious magical items or artifacts. This is the quest that we set off on doing to follow these memories and to find these magical items. There's some activation requirements for this stone, which is part of why I can't just access them all right now, but we have to travel to some specific places to activate them. Hopefully we'll be able to track down powerful magical items for the Empire once we are able to pinpoint the locations.
Yeah, to expand just a little bit further, this stone holds memories, kind of like you have memories in your brain. You can't necessarily recall any memory at any given time, although that would be nice. But sometimes you'll walk into a room and you'll smell something and you'll be, you know, sort of hit with a memory from long ago. Or you'll walk past a familiar place and you'll be like, oh, I remember when I was a kid and I climbed that tree or whatever. But unlike real memories, when the stone lets you know you have one, you actually have to relive it specifically in real time. So you might walk past the tree and realize there's a memory in the stone, and then you would sit and hold the stone for a moment and relive whatever recorded memory happened at that time. So there's a bit of a time element going on here, but also perfect recall. Yeah. And it was created...
And I even remember the side note that Neal put up about how difficult it is to record even basic memories in this world. In a world where writing in the books is, and saving that knowledge is extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, we take writing for granted in the modern world. And I think that's just about it. There's more details. They'll come out. You can talk about it in the Discord chat or on Reddit or whatever, and you can get details that way. Now I would like to introduce our starting cast of minions. In no particular order. I'm just going to go directly below me and over to the side. I think we're going to start with Gary Two Machetes, our second level human ranger. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, Gary Two Machetes?
So Gary Two Machetes, he's like 5'3", looks like he's in his mid-40s. He has wild white hair and a white beard, bleached by sun and salt water. His skin is leathery and weathered. He wears crocodile skin boots, a crocodile skin poncho, and a wide-brimmed crocodile skin hat. Under his poncho, he's got a crimson shirt on, not red. And he's got trousers tucked into his boots. At his side hangs a massive machete and a hand axe. He's got a trident poking out over his shoulder. And he's got a bulging backpack and a necklace of large teeth round his neck.
Wow. And all rangers have a favorite enemy. Who's your favorite enemy, Ranger?
Yep, well, he's a big croc hunter. Hunts big crocodiles, you know? Yeah. And caiman and alligators, as was clarified in the chat.
Of course.
And he hates them.
A lot of animosity there. Did they kill your family or something, or why do you?
He killed my father. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Frickin' crocs. And your name suggests that you fight with two machetes at a single time. Is that correct?
No, it's an advertising slogan. He fights with one machete and a hand axe, but people who need a big croc hunted would go find Gary Two Machetes. Yeah.
It's way better than Larry One Machete over there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I see it. Let's move on to our next character. We have Etgard Ironsmelt, the level 2 dwarven fighter. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Etgard.
Hi, I'm Palice, and today, and for how long I'll be, playing Etgard, a male dwarf of medium height for his build, short and stocky at just under 4'6". This dwarf, weighing around 140 pounds, has a deep tan skin, spotting hazel eyes to complement the orange hair on his head and his face, which goes down about a palm's length for his beard, and nearly to the sides of his head for his eyebrows. For his current attire, he is wearing a full set of chainmail, beneath a tabard without colors, a message that he carries no national allegiance. On his belt is a hand axe, and on his back, slung over his shoulder, is a crossbow. Mox Dwarf, at your service.
Excellent. Good job, Etgard. And your name is Ironsmelt, but you're not an iron smelter. Why?
No. Well, not everyone gets to work in the forges and the smithies. Sometimes someone has to bring the wood or get the wood over to fuel the furnaces. Not much else to it.
But you're not doing that. You're out here with a crossbow fighting people. Did you get kicked out of your apprenticeship? Have you been ostracized by your family? Did you leave intentionally? Are you bringing back money to help run the forges? Why are you not at the iron smelting?
I broke no laws. I have no shame. I've committed no shame. I've done no wrong. I'm just trying to do something right for this family name.
Excellent. Love to see it. Last but not least, we have Ewan, our third level human fighter. Could you tell us a little about yourself?
Yes, he has sort of appearance of a town guard because he used to work as a town guard. Some of his equipment maybe looks suspiciously similar to some of the equipment town guards would use. He's early 30s, athletic build, with scruffy brown hair and a rough beard. Probably needs a haircut. He's been out at sea for a few days, a few weeks. Not much else to mention, really.
Okay.
That's the appearance.
And you are the 3rd level member of our party. All the other player characters are 2nd level. I don't know how visible that skill difference is. Mechanically, it's there. Does that go to your head at all? Are you like the lieutenant or the what do you call it? Like the skipper, the man, the 2nd man in charge, the right-hand man in your mind? Or
he might have a problem with a bit of overconfidence. Maybe not much has gone wrong for him in the past. He's just doing boring boat guard jobs, and in the town guard, where probably nothing too exciting happened, but then this big opportunity has landed at his feet, and he's ready to step to.
Yeah. Classic 3rd level character overconfidence. There's that 3rd level overconfidence spike, and then there's the 5th level overconfidence spike that players run into. I can see it. Excellent. Well, we're going to start our campaign not getting your quest from Lord Richard Marshall, not getting your supplies, but on the far side of your initial voyage. You left Arcadia. You came out to the Dardanelles because there's a town here called Port Ferris, and it's named after the great Archmage Ferris, who ran the Farron Empire, and this town was made by him. And this magic stone that you've got, Vincent, well, that's supposed to belong to Ferris, and this is a really good place to start looking for information about him. So we've come here, but along the way, we have run into a nasty and gnarly storm. And your boat, your lovely little magical boat, is so great at so many things, but it is a small boat, and the inside area where people can live is quite cramped, so you're often storing things on the front deck, or on the top deck, I should say, of the ship. And getting through the storm, I want to see a seamanship check from Vincent, our sailor here, to see how well you managed to navigate that storm. So,
very good. Here we go. Surely we don't die on the first roll.
Okay, it's a pass. Thank the gods. Yes, you have successfully made your way through the storm. All of your water and extra food and all your stuff that you keep on the top deck was properly lashed down, and you managed to make it through. So out we come on the other side to Port Ferris over here. I do want to mention ahead of time that this boat, this magic boat you're in, is very stable. It's got a little bit of like auto aim, if you're used to playing first person shooters, where when you try to like bring in the jib, it just slides in smoothly. That's not like there's no weird oscillations happening. When you want to pull up the mast, you're never fighting against the corrosion on the pulleys. It just rises nice and easily to the right height. It's the sort of helping aid you stuff that would make this ship operable by just a single sailor without needing anyone else. Normally a ship this size might need 2 people to properly operate, but you can do it with just one because it's got that little bit of extra magical aid and a little bit of extra buoyancy going on in here. But let us kick us off by coming in to Port Ferris. Not quite there, but seeing it in the distance and bringing us about. Vincent, this is your crew. You've only met them a little while ago. This voyage over here was your first real time hanging out with them. What is the atmosphere like coming into this town? Are you whipping them into shape? Are you polite with them? Are you cold and icy? How do you relate to your crew?
I would say in general, I'm a pretty easygoing boss. From my, I look a little bit on the weak side for a human. I tend to dress down and not play up to my wizardness at all, because we're trying to be a little bit undercover. So I'm basically wearing traditional merchant garb. My spell components are hidden under the little merchant shirt, and I don't carry anything that would remotely look like a wizard. During the trip, I would have looked at you all and seen if any of you are particularly strong to be able to carry some stuff for me, because I am that low of strength.
Well, I carry an extra set of armor, just a gambeson in my pack for when I'm not guarding or in combat, because it's weird to carry armor or wear chain all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So on the vessel, I can leave my chainmail inside.
Mm-hmm.
I can carry some things.
Well, let's say on typical travel, can any of you hold an extra 20 pounds-ish?
Could make some room, I suppose.
All right, good man, Ewan.
What do we need what do we need on land? Do we need supplies and?
We'll probably need supplies on journeying, which will be even more weight when we get to it. But for now, you get to lug around 20 pounds of my stuff.
Well, we do have a dwarf, so we might already be walking quite slowly.
I can carry 20 pounds. Takes off armor.
Oh, sure.
Okay, very good. Let's see, what else? Yes, I would have given you all some instructions and direction beforehand. How we're a team. I am a transmutation specialist wizard, so my abilities are not really on combat fighting myself, but are in enhancing your abilities. So you can, during the trip, I would have practiced this on you, so you all are familiar with fighting under the effects of strength and of enlarge, so that you can be more effective.
Does enlarge affect bolts and missiles, DM?
Ooh. Could you put enlarge in chat for us so I can...
Sure.
Let's see...
And while you're looking that up, I will also say you all were given explicit pay of 100 gold a month to be paid at the end of each month of good service. But Vincent also assures you that in the case, in our rather dangerous mission, he's very straightforward in this, that of your death, the 100 gold will be sent to your closest family or friends or loved ones of whoever you choose. And he'll very carefully note who that is.
Okay.
Be my ex-wife.
Oh no. All of your stuff, if you die, goes to your ex-wife?
Oh yeah, he left for 3 years, so it's kind of his own fault.
Okay. Yes, I do believe it does apply to missile weapons. Nothing in here says it's specifically... I don't know. When you shoot your bow, I imagine it would shrink as you go. Maybe the missile would reduce in size upon being fired. I think that actually makes sense. It doesn't say one way or the other, but since the bolt or the arrow or the thrown dagger or the thrown spear or whatever leaves you, I would imagine it shrinks back down.
But the strength spell would greatly benefit me, as my character has only 14 strength.
Yeah, +2 to strength for you on which is 25% chance. No, 7 out of 8 chance would give you a +1 to damage. And anything beyond that would be,
Bonuses to hit.
yeah, lots of good stuff.
I have a 15 also.
Look at
yes.
this.
13 years, so
Vincent does also... he doesn't showcase to you, but he tells you about haste as well. It does come at a cost. Was it 1 year of your life?
1 year of your life every time you're hasted. Now, haste is an AoE spell. Remember that.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
He will ask you all, saying, I won't use it... I will use it sparingly, but who all amongst you would like to be affected by haste should the need arise?
If
of
it
course,
looks
but then
like
we get extra money, right?
If you
Part
die.
of the job.
12 months pay.
12 months pay, yeah.
I'm afraid haste does not come with 12 months pay attached to it.
If it seems like this is where we die, on whatever battle you think haste is necessary, you have permission to cast it on me without planning. But if we're not in a rush, we can talk about it. I have many years left to live, and I've accepted that I might die far earlier than I would hope.
Very
Trust your
good,
judgment
Edgar.
on this one, Vincent. If
Also-
you think the time is right, go for it.
This is important for you to know. Holds up crossbow. I have been trained in the art of this weapon, more so than your standard guard. And part of that is fighting against casters. I can shoot very quickly. If I see someone casting or mumbling spells, they're getting shot.
Very good.
I'm a-
Spellcasters tend to be the most dangerous of opponents.
I am a specialist, which grants unique benefits.
And you, Gary Two Machetes, are you okay with 1 year of your life going, should the time arise? Because I do find that that is probably better than having none of your life sometimes.
Well, I'm younger than I look, but yes, I suppose if it's a life or death situation.
Very good. Then we've made preparations. You all will find Vincent is very, easygoing. We'll let you do what you want. And that's the attitude as we dock.
All right.
Speaking of docking, I think I've made plans on this, but I believe we'll just park the ship as if it's a normal ship, assuming that the place is reputable.
Yeah, you come on into Flotsam Island and Port Ferris. And it's a nice big town. It looks like it's seen some better days, but there's a whole bunch of docks here. I'm not adding all the tokens for all the ships and all the people. It's way too much. But there's like a nice big building where the harbor master would be. Your boat can pull up to one of these docks over here. A nice big paved walkway. Many people, many boats all milling around, moving cargo, loading, unloading, that sort of stuff. Barkers. It's a busy little town as you pull up your boat. You can pay the gold a day fee to the harbor master when you walk down the boardwalk? Pier, that's the word. And you can just leave your ship here. This is the first real decision to make now. When you disembark your boat, do all four of you disembark together and head on down the walkway? Or do you just send one person to go scout this town out? How do you navigate coming in to this town?
So this would be the major town in this island chain? Is island chain correct to say?
Yes.
Cool. I find it important for me to explore around, as this is likely a place where my memories will be jogged. I did let my three friends here know that it is possible at some points that I will be overcome by memory, at which point you should try to make sure that I am protected and don't just collapse or have something bad happen to me. But I let them know that that could happen.
You have a medical condition, and we are here to keep you safe.
Yes. I look around and I do ask for input, but it looks like a bunch of ships are here and it's well guarded, right? It's a reputable dock.
Don't
It
trust that.
does have a reputation. The reputation of this area was once part of like this kingdom called the Dardennes. This is it's on one of the three chains that are concentric circles. But in the last 10 years, there have been some problems here. Some very large problems with piracy and a sea dragon who has arisen. And now this outer ring of islands has left the control of the inner ring of islands. And these are now, I don't know if independent city-states is the right way to call them, but they are free-floating with no known government oversight. And that's primarily due to pirates and sea dragons. So that's the best I can do for you.
Are there any other ships that look valuable that are docked right now?
Absolutely. Yes. There are many boats docked here right now, many ships, some of them quite a bit larger than yours. And as you gaze around and look at them, you can see that every boat that is docked here has at least one, most of them have two, people sitting on their decks or standing on their decks walking around.
I see. Well, I look at the three of you and say, which one of you wants to guard the ship?
I can wait. I don't like towns much anyway.
I can
Very
be on
good.
guard duty.
Okay. Two of you then. Edgard and Gary, two machetes. You're in charge of taking care of the boat. You and I will take a quick walk around and get the lay of the land.
I'll stay close and cover you.
I take out a fishing rod and start fishing.
All right.
Good
The
pass,
two of you begin to head down the dock. And as you get close, I think I got the right token. Whoops, sorry.
No. I brought myself.
Thank you, thank you. As you are making your way, that is not you. So, as you're making your way down the dock, you'll notice that there are a couple of folks who kind of stroll up to you along the way. They're headed down the dock in the opposite direction. Where are they? Yeah, they are armed. Here we go. As they come, they're not in an offensive or fighting mode or anything, but they are like, you know, they've got shields and swords or axes, and they make way. So, you know, you can pass in single file. And as you go by, the lead person takes a look at you, Vincent, and goes, hey, that's a nice boat you got on.
What language are they speaking?
They are speaking the common tongue of the Dardanelles, which is related very much to the languages of Arcadia. If you think of like the Farron Empire as like the Roman Empire where everyone spoke Latin, and then like Drekis is French and Eridon is Italian, etc., etc., etc. So they're speaking one of these very similar Romance language equivalents. If you don't speak the local language, but you speak a couple of the Arcadian languages, you can kind of, you know, work your way through it. I imagine it's similar to like Swedish and Norwegian.
Okay. Why thank you, I say, in response, with a small nod. Just a humble merchant here to look around town.
Oh, a merchant, they stop. A merchant, you say? What do you traded, merchant?
A little bit of everything and everything. Anything and everything. Right now, we're just looking for good things to export out from this island. Call it a scouting opportunity for business.
Well, best of luck to you. And they give you a little wave and continue to head down the dock.
Cool.
As we walk past them, I'll take a look over my shoulder and see where they go to. Are they heading to our boat or are they going to a different boat?
Yeah, they head down, and it doesn't actually look like they're going to a boat. They get to the very end of the dock, and then the four of them just kind of stand at the end of the dock and turn to face each other and have a little conversation amongst themselves.
What nice people. I nod at you and whisper, we'll keep an eye out for them. As
Sure thing.
we head in. I guess the place to first stop by. Basically, I've let everyone know the goal is to go to many well-traveled places first, so probably the first stop would be the inn or tavern, or whatever that fancy building is. I don't know if that blue triangle is supposed to be there, but that looks interesting too.
Yes, the blue triangle ought to be there. The blue triangle, if I can bring our camera over there, this is the symbol of Astaire, the great god of law and order and like organized society, one of the four major gods in the world. Painted here, or actually engraved here into the ground as a sign of like the orderly and lawfulness of this good place, and maybe it's got some magical purposes to it or so. I don't know, but it's definitely a symbol of the gods, a symbol of the honesty of this town. At least when the symbol was made.
Surely we'll be safe with the stair watching over us.
Surely,
Absolutely. I'll go up to it and inspect it, and then if it looks fine enough, nothing happens, I'll walk into the center of it after that.
Yeah, it looks like there's little paving stones on the ground, and the paving stones that make up this little triangle are just glazed with different colors. So it's very much like actual stones painted like this, or not painted, glazed and hardened like this. Yeah.
Great.
The harbor master will come out of the building, take your 1 gold per day payment for your boat. Your boat will be good until this time tomorrow. They've got a little spot. This is a multi-story building over here. So they were watching your boat come in, made some markings, saw you come up, take your gold, tell you that, come back this time tomorrow if you wanna keep your boat here any longer.
Cool. I will just ask him, hey, do you know anything about those 4 guys who walked past us on the pier?
He shakes his head. Nope. A lot of people come, a lot of people go. I just make sure everyone's paid up. And other than that, well, a little more than that, but not much.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I'll look around and see if there's any particularly interesting buildings around. I think I'm looking for 1, a tavern/inn, 2, a place of business.
Yeah.
That's like actively trading things.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of that all over here. There are all sorts of people with goods that they've brought or goods that they've made here, laying them out, getting ready to trade. It actually looks like there's more market stalls for this sort of behavior than there are people actually trading, so maybe this town has seen better days. And you also see a couple of inns and taverns dotted around with people hanging out in the warm air, the warm, humid air, with a cocktail or a beer in hand, sipping and having a good time. Would you like to investigate the merchants or the local pubs first?
Pubs for information first, and then merchants. And as we go to each establishment, I'll ask Ewan to just keep an eye on the boat as we go in, and just stay outside the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Ewan, you'll notice as you're going into the first place that these 4 people are indeed walking down the dock the other way. And they're going to take a little pause and say hello to the people on the boat. So the 2 folks who stayed behind, these people are coming down. They seem like ordinary, well-armed and armored. Well, no armor, just shields. But well-armed folks. And they take a little pause as they come down and look at your boat. And one of them looks at the words written on the side and looks up, goes, what's the name of this ship? My letters aren't so great.
Can't tell you. Can't read myself.
You don't know the name of the boat you're on?
No. This is a lie.
This person is baffled. This was not the answer anyone was expecting. Well,
Need something?
I was just admiring. Say, we've got some extra money and we had a problem with our ship. Do you think your boat's for sale?
No.
Well, I was just talking with your owner back there, your master, and he seemed to say that you're merchants here for some trade. Surely you must be interested in trading. Maybe trading the boat. We got a lot of money.
I'm not the merchant. Go speak with the merchant.
Give me a charisma check at advantage, please.
Gladly. 1 and 2. 24. I say menacingly, holding a crossbow, not pointed at them, But I am standing behind, like at the top, where no one can just jump up on. First, you got to jump across the ship. So someone's gonna get shot if something happens.
Yeah. Yeah, they take a look. They say, oh, well, if you change your mind, we'll be over at the Pelican's Bluff. And they point to a tavern, fall in line, and continue to walk down. Stupid boat. Continue to walk down the walkway.
You forgot to tie us down.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. And they just leave at that point. We're going to go back to...
A crossbow does work wonders, I say, yelling down.
Nice job, Edgard. Edgard.
Sure thing, Gary.
All right. We're going to make our way, the rest of the party, the other two members of the party, are going to make their way to a tavern, and we will see you on the other side of our first break in the taverns. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. So, we're going to head into a tavern here with just Vincent and Ewan. The place that you're going into is the first reasonable, respectable, decent-looking spot you can see, and it's called the Clamshell.
Cool. As I enter the clamshell, I've got my hand in my pocket. It's basically holding onto the stone that could also be a necklace. My general goal is to trigger this stone to bring back memories of older generations.
Yeah. Well, this place is named Fort Ferris, but you haven't felt any memories yet. I don't know if that's disappointing or if that's what you were expecting, but even as you walk into the clamshell and look around, there's nothing going on here. It's just sort of quiet.
It is disappointing. I would have imagined that many people who have held this stone in the past would have pulled up into the dock, perhaps stood at the little triangle. Seems like a major thing.
Definitely.
But it seems like a good place to visit in terms of asking the bartender where all the great places are here to see the sights, essentially, and for business. I give him a cheerful, "Hi, I'm Vincent. I've just pulled into town. Give me your best meal, 2 meals. And what's good around here for business and for sightseeing?"
The young man behind the bar rolls up his, nice formal dress shirt sleeves a little bit, puts his elbows on the counter, looks to the two of you and says, "Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Bartholomew, and this here is the establishment I work at, the Clamshell. Now, you're asking what's good. Here in particular, it's the seafood. It's the clams. Yeah, that's what we're named after. It's our best dish. You can eat them raw, you can eat them cooked, whichever way you want. Guarantee that you'll only get sick 1 in 10 times.
Excellent.
As for business, well, what's your business? Maybe I can help you out.
Sure. I'm a merchant. I've come to see if there's anything around here that's noteworthy. What does this area of town produce a lot of?
I hate to say it, but not a heck of a lot. It's more of a nice way station. It's the best dock you're going to find on the north side of the outer ring. Perfect for heading off to Arcadia or off to Ferodia or Solemn. Just a real quick dip in and out sort of place. We're more of a meeting hub for people looking to trade with the rest of the outside world. And by your accent, I can tell you're not from around these parts. Did you bring anything in particular? I might be able to point you in a direction of someone who's looking for that.
It's simple. I brought gold. And I brought promises of gold. So we're really looking to buy stuff.
Well, if you're looking for something that you can't find anywhere else, I might want to direct you to the north side of the docks. There's there's a special type of clay that only can be found on the southern islands of the Inner Ring. This clay is so fine, it doesn't even feel like sand that you're really touching. And the ceramics made by this clay are pristine white bases, extremely solid, a little bit on the fragile side, but only because of their exquisite simplicity and beauty. And on top of that, the glazery work of the Inner Islands is far and away the best that you're going to find anywhere. If you're looking for something that they can't get back home, I would check out the Potter's Stations on the north side of the docks.
That was an excellent tip. Thank you.
Yeah.
And as we're talking, I think to myself, with all my merchant backgrounding, what an appropriate level of, not like extraordinarily lavish, of tip would be to give to someone for good advice.
A silver would be a very good tip. A gold would be a phenomenal tip. A copper would be like you served me beer, so here's a copper.
Great. I'll place down the silver ahead of time for your excellent input.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you? Any other questions I could maybe point you in the direction of answers for?
No, thank you.
All right. I'll get you some clams right away.
I'm not. And when it's delivered, I'll invite you in to partake with.
All right.
Not getting any for the other guys, I say as I sit down.
We'll get some to go later.
Okay.
Right. You guys
Maybe
can
some
make
drinks for them.
and get your way over to an unseated table, plop down, drinks, food will be brought over, and the two of you can discuss your next plans, if you have any. What are they?
Not much to doing. We're gonna visit all the. We'll take a look at that clay, that potter on the North Dock, and we'll wander around town looking for the oldest buildings, the most notable buildings.
Okay. Great.
That's about it. Enjoy the meal.
Thank you.
While you're in here having your meal, I want to flip back to the people watching the boat. Those four that you had, talked to, they're long gone by now. But the two of you are here. One of you was fishing, right? Was that you, Gary, Two Machetes?
Yeah. I would have also taken my net out of my backpack and laid it down after those guys. So it's just out and accessible.
Excellent. Let me see your character sheets here. Yeah, would each of you make me a perception check, please?
Perception.
Nice.
Well, Palice, you must be looking at the wrong part of the dock. There's a lot of boats out here. There's a lot of people, a lot of interesting characters. Can't necessarily trust them all. And you're probably watching one of these other boats at the moment when Gary spots those same four friends hanging out in a building. You can see them through one of the windows, and they seem to be engaged in a interesting, or at least animated, conversation with a couple other people, including one person who's wearing like a breastplate, but like only the front half of the breastplate. And something about their conversation, maybe it's the fact that one of them looked back in your direction and then someone hit them right away. And then he looks back and, towards the others, is making you a little concerned.
Well, I'll go up to Pickard and I'll be like, all right, Pickard, looks like those guys are considering something. Don't look. That's how I noticed them. Perfect. I'm just gonna go get a couple of things, and does this boat have a gangplank to get onto the pier? I'm just gonna pull it up.
Ah.
Yeah. pull it back onto the boat, and I'm just going to lay out my trident in the net, and then I'm going to resume fishing, but
Okay.
looking towards them, I suppose. Well, I don't want to give myself away
No.
too much. I'm fishing in their direction. Could be looking anywhere.
Fishing in their general direction, could be looking anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
This style of boat, real quick, does it have a mast, or is it quite literally the caravel, or sloop-sized caravel, as the token or image depicts?
It is very much like the token shows. It has that one single mast that's at a bit of an angle. Does that sufficiently answer your question, or can I provide you with more details?
No, that means that I have no potential high ground other than the high ground I'm currently at.
Right.
Edgar will stay near the helm. Just the active guard on duty out of this pair. That makes the two of us.
Yeah. One's just fishing. The other's got the crossbow. And I imagine this crossbow is
Loaded.
drawn and loaded. Yeah. Okay. That's all completely normal. Completely reasonable. Yeah, it's fine. All right, we're going to go back to the other party then. Because everything here is fine. There's nothing going on. There's nothing worth talking about on the docks. Absolutely not. You guys have your clams, you have your beers, or whatever drinks you want. You finish up. What
That's
now?
great. What was the port name again?
Port Ferris.
Port Ferris, yes. As we're finishing up, before we finish up, I tell the guy at the front, and 2 more orders of clams and oysters for my party members still on the ship. Also, this Ferris guy seems pretty important. What can you tell me about him?
Ferris, as in the great Archmage Ferris? That the city's
Yes.
named after? Well, I mean, he's only the most famous historical figure. I don't know what they say about where you're from, but man united most of the world together under a single empire for a period of a couple hundred years. He built all the high towers of sorcery. He made all the great artifacts. Well, not all of them, but most of the great artifacts of days gone past. This was one of his towns that he built. Man, when someone asks about who's this Ferris guy, I don't know how to tell you because he's involved in everything. He mysteriously vanished once upon a time. Some say he died. Some say that he saw what he had wrought and cried, and so he left. Others say that he travels through time and is currently displaced or on another plane, or even that he's become a god. But, those are a bunch of tall tales. It all happened thousands of years ago. Who really knows the truth? People are always saying one thing or another.
Incredible. Who is currently the leader of this collection of, what do we call this area now?
Well, this whole big area is the Dardanelles. It's like 1,000 miles across, 3 concentric rings of islands. At the very middle of which, I'm sure you know, is a huge concentric storm. The very center is just a massive whirlpool from which there is no escape. But out here on the outer ring, the tides are pretty slow. Just make sure when you go between islands that you don't veer too far to starboard. Otherwise, you're gonna slowly get pulled into that inner ring, and then slowly pulled into the Midlands, then to the inner ring. And if you're not up to it, you might not be able to escape. You kind of need the right boat and the right training to get out of the inner ring in the Midlands. But you're probably fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Interesting. And the key members of the Dardanelles, of this Ring of Islands, is that the White Prince?
Well, it used to be. Back before this whole outer area was liberated. See, there were these people. He leans in, ready to tell you a good story. There were these people, these pirates that were coming around. And I think they had been, they escaped from the White Prince's jail. They had been wronged by him. You see, the White Prince, he's a powerful cleric. He's been ruling the Dardanelles for hundreds of years. He's a human. So, human living hundreds of years. Some people say necromancy, but it's not true. He's a cleric of Astaire, a good god. He's got a fountain of youth, one of these old relics from bygone eras that he uses to keep himself alive through the ages, and that's how the Dardanelles has become such a prosperous and unified region. But these pirates that he had imprisoned, his subordinate clerics, they've got mind-reading spells, so if you go into those Midlands or Inner Island areas, you got to be careful what you're thinking, not just what you're saying and doing. Anyway, these pirates break out of prison and come out to these outer rings, and then they just start hitting towns. And when the White Prince sends one of his big flotillas, because he's got these really big ships with, they're like super tall, and they've got little ports along the side of them where they have their griffin riders, and they've got the knights that ride the griffins. They hang out, and then they can deploy griffins off the sides of the ships. And then that's how you keep order in such a huge areas with ship-based griffin riders. But these folks were fast. They had found some magic drums. I can't remember what they're called, but these drums allowed them to sail against the current and to pretty much beat out anyone else in speed. And they just danced around the White Prince's men, hitting port after port, and, sort of disrupting how things were supposed to be going. They burned a couple of outposts, destroyed a couple of guard places, robbed some salaries, and then the White Prince, in an effort to sort of like put down the pirates, he just started burning things. The orphanage here was burned down by the White Prince's men when they thought the pirates were hiding in there. So, needless to say, White Prince's control in these outer rings kind of got weak. Then this great sea dragon, his name is Telemachy, he showed up out of fucking nowhere one day and trounced some of the White Prince's ships, and he just gave up on the outer rings. So now out here, it's kind of just a free city. All the nobles left. Once the White Prince could no longer properly protect this place, they just dipped. And since then, we've kind of been a autonomous, independent, collective anarchy, I suppose. There ain't really anyone in charge. There's not really anything in the way of town guard. I don't know how people keep paying the harbor master.
The rules? Someone steps out of line.
It's up to you to fix it.
I see. Absolutely incredible story. So, of the outer rings, are there any noteworthy attractions to see? Anything old that Ferris might have oversaw the building of?
Well, the north side of the island, there's a big old cliff with some ancient runes written across it that no one understands. That's here. This town itself was built by Ferris 3,000 years ago, but it's been 3,000 years when the storms came and the mountains rose, when everything started to break apart at the beginning of this age, we got flooded. And most of the town here is actually new. I don't think any of this town is that old. Had to rebuild it all from scratch. But there's some old ruins out by the North Mountain. And let's see, what else? Well, a couple islands over, there's the Deadlands. That's the site of an ancient magic battle. It used to be a functional island, and now it's just, two sets of mountains with a little, what do you call it? A moat around the inner set of mountains. Looks like some sort of ancient battlescape. There's actually a couple islands that have been completely burned into ash and sand. There's one pretty far south that is just, not much there anymore. That's over in the mMarshall region. That one's actually the worst. Everyone knows about mMarshall. Let's see, other things from way back when. God, I think just about every island's got some little bit of history from that era, or from all the eras. He's thinking to himself. Vulcan
As
Point
he tells the story, I keep attentively listening when he's in thought for one reason or another. and supposing the food arrives while he's thinking, I will pay for the food as well as give him 1 gold and say, you tell a great story. And let me know if you have anything else to mention.
He thinks for a moment. You just looking for information about the old days? Any specific era?
Those runes you mentioned, that's an excellent lead. I enjoy seeing these places of magic or places of scholarly interest.
Yeah. Well, if you head up to the north side of the island, you'll see a big mountain up there. Well, it's not that big of a mountain. It's a little mountain on the north side of the island, and right up against one of those cliff faces. I haven't been there myself since I was a kid, but you'll find it up there.
It's right near Juarpe, is it?
Yep, that's just a little podunk village. How do you know about... Oh, you must have a map or something. Yeah. It's just a little tiny podunk fishing village out there. There's another little tiny village on the south side of the island, Bruton. We're talking collection of huts. Nothing serious.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You have a nice day.
You too.
Okay.
And I'll take 2 orders of clams to go and visit the ship after.
All right. You make your way back to the boat, which is still there and has all your people on it. And the parties can reconvene.
Good news. Brought us lunch and also brought us a lead.
Good news? No one risked coming aboard the ship.
Did I catch any fish?
Ooh. What? Can you make me a fishing proficiency check at disadvantage, please?
Cool.
Yes, you did. It's not the best fish you've ever seen. It's, about yay big, but it's a fish.
I'll say, I also caught lunch. And I'll just start eating it. If it's one I can eat raw.
What fish can't you eat raw? I don't actually eat a lot of seafood, so I just assume you can eat them all raw, right?
Perfect.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Please enjoy these with your fish. Anything of interest happen?
Any trouble from those guys?
No.
Yeah. Brigands, the like, came by. They're really interested in doing business. So I pointed them to you, and they didn't go your way.
Okay, well, maybe they will. I'm going to just stop by Northern Docks for some business, and then we'll be on our way. We'll keep an eye out from there as well.
All right. Well, you can head over to the northern side. How much would you like to spend on fine Dardinian pottery? Assuming you make good judgments on what to buy, you have a set amount of money on you. How much of that would you like to spend here?
Yeah, so first I guess I'll look to see if it's everything it's reported to be. It's unique stuff that we can't find back at homeland.
Yeah, it's definitely made with this really brilliant white clay that you just don't find back home in Arcadia. And the texture is different, and someone gives you like a little small chip of a broken pot that's intentionally been broken so you can feel the texture and the grain on the inside, and he'll talk your ear up about it. It all seems to be up and up. You have, let's see, your non-weapon proficiencies are reading, writing, anatomy, healing, herbalism, calligraphy, cartography, bureaucracy, administration, and now seamanship. None of these are particularly pottery or like appraisal based.
Let me, while visiting the ship, I'll have asked the other 3. Do any of you have a merchanting or pottery background?
No.
Yeah. No.
Fishing and boating.
Okay, well, it's time to just go off of gut.
Yeah.
I take it they have a listed price. It's probably just a stall, or a few stalls, so it's not like selling in massive quantities. But I'll talk to the merchant, who seems like their biggest, I suppose, and ask. I come from Arcadia. This looks like very fine wares. Just how much of this stuff can you procure?
Well, it takes a little while to get it from the inner islands, but it's made en masse out there. I don't want to say the supply is unlimited, but if you want a large order, I can get a large order put together. It's just a matter of timing. You know, a couple months to get in, well, a month or so to get into the inner islands, get everything made, another month or so, maybe 2 to come back out. In 3 months, I could have basically as much as a ship can carry. Maybe not quite that much, but lots.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll basically haggle them on a price for a delivery in a month. I'll try to use my best judgment in terms of, I think, well, in terms of poundage to dollars or to gold, but I think this is something that's worth spending a good amount on.
All right. You have with you, what is it, 10,000 silver and 1,000 gold? How much do you want to spend of that?
How much can that get me? Like, how much would weigh the ship down too much? I don't want to fill the entire ship with just this. It seems like we'll be traveling around. Let's say maximum 1/4 of the ship.
Okay, let me just do a little bit of simple math over here.
Gonna put my rope use to tying down all this pottery.
You know, the one thing I failed to prepare was the max weight this ship could haul. But I am basing it off of a real-world boat, so I can find this information. While I'm looking it up, what's the conversation amongst the people on the boat who, you know, getting ready to tie it down? What else is happening there?
Well, so you think he's just gonna like collapse and keel over something like on the street one of these days?
I hope not. But guess we'll see.
It would be funny.
It'd be funny, but if there's people around, like, I don't know, like a mob will form and gather around us.
We'll
We
just,
just
say
say
he's
he's
got
got
a
a
medical
bit of
issue, yeah.
feints, yeah.
He has the faints.
A noble, yeah.
I wouldn't say
The
noble.
smell of the docks. Isn't he a noble? I thought we were working for a noble.
We're
got a
working for a
surname.
merchant.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course.
It's a merchant who has the faints.
Mhm.
Looking for new deals. Hires bodyguards because they have the faints. These are dangerous waters.
Very justifiable.
I think you can carry about 6,000 pounds of stuff. However, we need to subtract weight for each of you. There's, what, 4 of you? I'm just going to say you're each 200 pounds plus your stuff. I know that's not accurate for each of you, but let's just call it 200 a person. So that's 800 for the people. And then we're going to say, what, like 2 barrels of water. Each barrel is 55 gallons times 9 pounds per gallon. So that's another 1,000 pounds for water. And then let's call it 2 barrels of rations. Which are mostly dried things, so they're going to weigh a little bit less. Let's call it 750 pounds. So 750 plus 1,000 plus 800. So you take up 2550 poundage minus 6,000. So you've got about 3,400 and let's call it 3,500 pounds of cargo space. To this little bit may become important one day. A ship needs to sit at about a certain height in the water. If there's not enough weight on it, the ship rises too much and it becomes unstable. If there's too much weight on the ship, it gets below that point and then it can take on water. You've got ballast in the bottom of the ship to kind of help maintain that level. So as you bring things on board, sometimes you have to take the ballast out because your ship is weighed down. And then when you lose a bunch of goods, then you need to add ballast back in. Oftentimes people will use like rocks as ballast. You could use, well, you don't want sand, but you could use anything. Rocks are very common because they're heavy and easy to pick up and move around. That's not quite important yet, but it might be one day, so just keep it in the back of your mind. So 1/4 of 3,500 is...
I probably should save 500 pounds then, in that case.
Perfect.
That would be like, I went down to a 1/7. I do show this merchant, assuming that he gives us off the impression that he's educated and that he can read.
Mm-hmm.
Does he? Cool.
Yeah.
The official papers I get from the Richard Marshall Shipping Services.
Okay.
And I say, yes, this looks like very good stuff. I would like you to place an order for 500 pounds with if price is willing.
I can definitely get you an order for 500 pounds. Now, I don't have that much on me right now. Right now, I've got about 250, which I can sell you. But if you want to come back in a couple of months, I'll make another trip back to the Inner Islands as soon as this stuff is all sold, and I'll be back with some more.
Just how long does a trip to the Inner Islands and back take? A few months.
Well, going against the tide is hard. Plus, then I gotta go around to each island and collect from all the different potters in the area, get a different selection, make sure I'm not investing too much in any one craftsman. I don't make anything myself, you see. So yeah, a couple months.
Let's see. And how much will that run me?
500 pounds of this. Gonna be about a silver. Well, that'll be about 100 gold for 500 pounds of pottery.
That sounds... I negotiate with him, like I assume that we've been negotiating this whole time. But we come down to a price where it seems agreeable to me, even though I don't really know the price of it.
Yeah.
Seems like good stuff.
Yeah. It's definitely not like anything else you've seen before. And you hang out with Lord Richard Marshall, who's one of the richest men in Arcadia.
Yeah, I think he's willing to spend 100 gold for this stuff. So yeah. I'll say, yes, put me down for an order. We'll pick it up in... we'll try to nail down a more particular timeline. But a few months sounds good.
Now, with this sort of shipping stuff, he's going to come here. He's not always here, right? You might not show up on the exact same day. There is a warehouse in town. And that will be your midpoint. He'll bring the goods, leave it at the warehouse. He writes up a little document explaining everything. You'll come and leave money at the warehouse, pick up the goods, and then he'll pick up the money if he is not here when you arrive. And that'll be the arrangement. He'll make some documents, sign, stamp, and he's got like a little press that alters the parchment you're using a little bit to kind of give it some relief. That has his little sigil over it. And then after all the paperwork is done, I don't know if this is going to surprise you or not, but he asks for half the money up front.
That does surprise me.
Yeah.
Really, you need half the money up front, even though this is a very reputable company I'm part of. Whereas I don't believe that you have necessarily the same reputation.
He looks at your papers. RMSS, huh? I heard of y'all before. Came through, buddy of mine sells scrap iron. Sold a whole bunch to someone with paperwork like this before. They were good on their word. And he takes a look at your documents. See you're bonded here. What's the deal like in Arcadia? I hear that place is under, in a big war. Are you still in the middle of fighting that big red dragon?
Oh no, that red dragon's been dealt with. We are in a different one, but don't worry, we're good for it.
All right, fine. I'll just shake your hand, and that'll be that. You've got your little contract. You owe 100 gold in about 3 months.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Speaking of 3 months, it's probably important for us to decide what month it is right now. So would who hasn't rolled something yet? Someone hasn't rolled something. I see Gary. Yeah, let's do it. Ewan, would you roll me a D12 and a D28? Okay. It is September 13th. I can just find my little calendar. Ah, here we go. September 13. Ominous day that is.
When we came to the Dardens, were we provided with a map of the location?
Yeah, this map that I am showing you right here is the map that you have of the Dardens. This is a great question, which is only a segment. You know that it's much larger than this. The outer rim consists of 60 large islands. The Midlands are 12 islands, and the inner ring is 5 islands. But you only have a map of these two. It's a big, vast expanse.
Great. And it sounds like we traveled here from the north, and this is the northern side of the islands.
Yeah, you guys kind of came in. This is the northern ring, and you guys kind of came in, well, like this. Yeah. This is the northwest corner of the circle.
Okay.
Okay. Well, everything is going great. You've made a little bit of business dealings. You're sure to make money on this if, you don't lose too much money in expenses of guards and rations and whatnot. And you got a lead. You've got a lead of somewhere to go. But it's on the north side of the island, which is pretty far away from you. You could walk there, but then you'd have to leave someone to watch the boat the whole time. Now, you could do that.
Sounds like we're going to sail there.
Okay. Today? Tomorrow? What's the plan?
Yeah, might as well. There's nothing else to see in Port Ferris, I believe. I do a quick glance through. Looks like a new town. Probably doesn't have the memories that I'm seeking around. But if there's anything notable that jumps out at me before we leave, then I might visit.
There's you can see up on the hillside, like the back of Port Ferris, it butts up against a mountain range, and you can see an area where a bunch of trees have recently been felled, and there is a large wall up there. There's probably some really big estate up on the mountainside that's recently had trees cut down for a better view. But that's up the mountain.
Cool. I will just, after having done that business dealing and looking at that spot, I'll go back to the establishment where we got the oyster shove and just ask, hey, by the way, what's that clearing up there?
Oh, that's the old estate. Noble family that used to own this place used to live there. Funny story. The woman who used to run this town actually drove out the pirates from this island until they came back, and they first burned down part of her fort. Then she drove them out of the island. Then they came back, scared her off, and she and her husband went back to the inner island somewhere. And I hate to say it, but a couple less than favorable folks have decided to call it their home. They're calling themselves, well, it's a woman named Captain Jackie, and her little crew have taken it as their own personal fortress. Yeah.
So they're the ones who are doing all that forest clearing up there. Captain Jackie.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Little word of advice. If you see her, try to stay under the radar. She is the take what I want sort of person.
I see. Well, best of luck in dealing with Captain Jackie and her crew. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll head to our ship.
All right. You get onto the boat.
All right. Looks like we have a promising lead on the north side of this island. Let's sail there.
Okay.
Aye,
Perfect.
Captain.
Pull up the game plank.
Excellent. The party piles on and sails up the coast for a little bit. Where is our music? And then you can make landfall on one of the soft beaches over here. Now, this area, it's warm, it's tropical, it's humid. The whole Dardennes is warm, tropical, humid. The beaches are soft, there's palm trees, there's thick jungle everywhere. One of you was wearing chainmail earlier, right? But you had taken it off.
When we're at port, there's no need to wear chainmail, because if someone takes me off the boat and in the water, I'm dead.
Yeah. Well, when the boat is arriving here and you're thinking about your armor, and armor's important. You really don't want to be missing it when you're being hit by something. Mm-hmm. But also, like, it can be suffocating. It can be hot. And you're thinking, like, if I'm not constantly being misted down by the sea because I'm standing on a boat, if I'm, like, walking around in the jungle, I probably will only be able to wear this armor for, like, an hour before I collapse from, like, heat exhaustion or something.
That's what the gambeson is for.
All right. Okay. So that means you're going to be wearing the gambeson but leaving the chainmail on board?
Correct.
Okay. Now, as we pull our vessel up to this beach, generally inadvisable just to beach your boat, but you have a magic boat that can go from ship to boat to carrying case. So maybe that doesn't concern you so much. What are we doing with the boat over here?
Yes, the general plan is to beach it and then to transform it into a box. Remind me, does the stuff in the boat, when it transforms into a box, is that fine?
Yeah, absolutely. And even people are fine in the boat. The person who was doing some exploration about this boat when you were busy with other things got a volunteer to stay in the boat for 10 minutes when it was turned into a box, and they were fine. And then the volunteer stayed in the boat while it was turned into a box for an hour, and when it was turned back into a boat, they were dead. So somewhere between 10 minutes and an hour is how long a person can stay in the boat when it's a box.
Interesting. When I'd heard about this experiment, I probably asked, did you not test with animals first?
Well, we needed to know what the user experience was like, Is it cold? Is it dark? An animal can't tell you what it's like in there. We wanted all the information. Besides, they knew the dangers. They signed up. They were their family was well compensated.
I see. What a shame. Back in the previous conversation. Well, I will let the crew know. So you three should know. This is an extremely valuable magical item. And here's the secrets of how to control it. If you say the command word Riftbox, and I demonstrate once everyone's off, and the ship just folds into a box, it turns into a box.
My lord.
Very handy.
My lord. My 3 chickens.
Oh!
My 3 chickens are on that boat. Are they alright?
They will be for at least 10 minutes. But we should make sure you get the chickens off for now. And I say rift ship to turn it back into a ship. Get your chickens off.
Alright, I will do. He clambers on and he grabs a fairly large cage with 3 chickens in it. Thank you, my lord. I'll just leave these here, I guess. I can't carry this.
I have some bad news for the chickens, but we'll hope. I'll pray for their safety.
Give me a second. I'll tie them up this tree.
Yes, and I'll demonstrate the second mode of this boat, which is Rift Boat, which turns it into a small rowing boat. Before turning it into a box. Now, dig up a hole and we will bury it here. We'll come back. Well, or no, actually, why don't we carry it if someone's strong?
Bury
enough?
the chickens?
The
How much
boat,
does it weigh?
the box. It'll weigh 7 pounds. It's about a 1 foot
manage that.
box, rectangle box.
I can manage that.
Perfect. All right. Boxes packed up. Chickens in their cage are treed. I imagine you're looping them over a branch and hanging them from a tree.
Yeah, like you would to keep it away from a bear or a leopard or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Very wise. And off we head in the direction of these mountains. It's not too long before Vincent, in one of these moments where you're looking around, your character rests your gaze way down here on this little island that sits out in the bay around Port Ferris. And as you look out at that island, you get a feeling coming off of your amulet that there's some memories associated with this island.
Interesting. Is it from this spot? Could I not see that island from Port Ferris, or it didn't trigger at that point?
You know, maybe the view was different, and it didn't quite register. Maybe you weren't quite looking at the islands with intent. But it's right now that the amulet is telling you that there's something here.
Okay, I'll note it down, and Is this one of those? It's not really enough to take me out of my person at all, right? It's just a brief stirring.
To use the amulet?
Yeah, just I get the feeling that there's some memory there. Okay.
Right. Yeah. You see water dropping into a drop of water into a pond, and it kind of makes these ripples. If you would imagine wherever it is that this stone is touching your skin, you sort of get the sensation of ripples coming off of the stone and through your body, letting you know that there's something here. And you get a vague sensation of how many memories there are. And from this moment, there's just one that is resonating with you.
Okay. As we're climbing up this mountain, I'll point over at the island to my team and say, we'll have to visit that place next. Something tells me there should be something interesting there.
It's a mountain. We'll have to break down the ship on the other side so people don't look out to sea and see it disappear. Let me get there.
Yes. Good call.
There's another thing you see. There's a boat coming up along the shore. It's not a big deal. There's a lot of boats around. Can I get perception checks from everyone in the party? Oh, Ewan. Oh my god, Palice as well. Okay. Good perception checks. Yeah. This little boat that's coming up, Vincent. Oh my gosh, 10 on Vincent's check. 31 for Ewan and Palice. Etgard. Ewan and Etgard. The two of you recognize that the person at the bow of this boat is one of those people who had been coming by and talking to you when you first made landfall. They're pretty far off, but they have this distinctive blue and white striped shirt that you're pretty certain it's that same. The people from Port Ferris have followed you up the shore some ways. But
so
you know
we're
what?
up on climbing this mountain, right?
Yeah, you're beginning your ascent and walking around this area. You don't have a boat that's made. You don't have a boat that's on the beach, so they probably can't find you. But there's people.
Where are they exactly? We see them coming up the coast, right?
Yeah, you see them maybe around here-ish right now.
I feel like we're being followed. There's those
Seems
guys
like
from the docks.
some people are very eager with doing business with us.
Probably
Just
after
worried
the
that they'll
chickens.
spot the chickens.
Oh, they will spot the chickens.
Oh, the chickens. How far?
Maybe they'll think we turned into chickens.
How far are we from Port Ferris?
Let me review my
Rough
map.
estimation.
Yeah. This island, the long way on this island is about 30 miles. So you're about 8 miles from Port Ferris. They're about, 2 miles less than, no, they're definitely less than 2 miles. If you're going to be able to spot the person well, they must be like 1.5 miles out at most.
I think they'll be landing ashore then.
I trust they shall be quite confused as to why there is no ship around.
I mean,
They
that
must have
could be-
followed out of distance to track us.
Could be a free boat.
I fear that we will not be able to man another boat, especially one that isn't quite as easily traversable as this one. I wonder if they're part of Captain Jackie's crew, and I'll talk about the little story I got from the restaurant owner while we're talking.
We're still continuing though. We're not turning back or.
They'll never find us.
Could be anywhere in the jungle.
I will politely ask Gary, though. Your chickens may be in danger. Should we rescue them?
To be honest, my lord, they're crocodile bait. So, frankly, I mean, they've got names, but they're just chickens. Nadina's made them for eating.
I see. I'm afraid your chickens may be going to the wrong stomach, but what can you do?
Fare thee well, chickens. You served me
Probably
well.
not time to get them anyway.
We don't want to be seen.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. We continue up the hills, and I do believe it's time to take our second short break. We'll be back on the other side with a little more Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Voyages of Dusk and Dawn. You fine fellows stumble across something as you are climbing up this hillside. As you're, you go through the jungle and then you begin to climb the cliffs. And as you're walking through it, you come across a section of ruins of old stones lying down on the ground, crumbled walls, mostly overgrown with moss, foundations long lost, little bits of things here and there. And there are memories associated with this place. There are many memories associated with this place as you walk into it.
That's great. Before we walk right in, though, we take a glance back from our higher vantage point to see if that ship that was following us is in sight. Did it try to land? And also, I try to figure out with my seamanship how such a ship could follow ours without being seen.
Yeah. Well, they are not following you. They did not stop where you stopped. They are still headed up the coast. And judging by... We take a look at the big map over here. Let me get to the big map. You guys went from Port Ferris, and you just did this, right? You beelined to this area. If they were to follow you and try to remain unseen, they could have hugged this coastline, which, once you get to a certain point, you might not notice them against the coastline, or once you get past this point, you wouldn't even be able to see down the coastline. So if they just waited an hour and then hugged the coast, they could probably... They know you're going north. Not that many places north. They stay close to the shore. Once you get past the point, you would never have seen them coming up. Not until they round this little area. But they've passed you. They are they are continuing to head. Like they're up here-ish now as you're walking. So you fooled them if they're coming for you.
Great.
Okay. You find these ruins, these stones. I'm going to bring us to yet another map. And we are down here in this bottom corner. These are the ruins of some ancient building with which you have associated dozens of memories.
Cool. As I approach, I excitedly tell the crew, this is it. This is what we've been looking for. How fortuitous that we found it on the first island.
Right.
Why is it got to have skulls on it?
I don't answer that as I fascinatingly look around.
So, did you have the flashback these memories? Are you going to?
Not yet, but I sense that they're very close. There's many memories associated with this place.
We
And
will guard you in case you collapse and start frothing at the mouth.
Thank you. Nothing as fearsome as that, I hope. As I walk
what's
around
gonna
the
happen to
ruins.
you when you go into this state? You're gonna be unconscious?
I don't believe anything has ever caused me to fall completely unconscious, but some memories have taken me out of the running for some time. Perhaps a minute or so.
Have you ever had to snap out of it?
No. I've always overcome it by myself. It's just some memories are very powerful.
Can we shake you awake if it comes to it?
This is a good question. Have I experimented with that?
Yeah. So when you relive these memories, it's very much. Have you ever been in a really good daydream or really zoned out and you've kind of forgotten your surroundings and someone's talking at you and they say your name, but you're so zoned out you don't notice, but then they walk in front of you or touch you and you're like, what? Huh? It would be like that. So if one of them says something to you, it's unlikely that you would recognize it while reliving these memories. But if they touched you or shook you or yelled at you and they were close to you, you would probably snap out of it. And then if you wanted to relive that memory again, you'd have to start at the beginning and make your way all the way through it again.
Okay, I communicate that and say, yes, give me a good shake. If that occurs, then I will come back.
So you don't mind being interrupted then if we have to?
No, that's fine. I can always replay the memory.
Perfect.
So while he goes into his little trancey trance, what are the three of you doing? Would you position your tokens? Because it sounds like you're bodyguards and defenders. I would like you to pick your token locations so that when they're bad locations, people don't decry DM hacks,
Cool. That skull looks really cool. I'll stand in the center of it. That's probably where the memory comes up.
You should, Edgard, you should cover Vincent with your crossbow and we'll make a perimeter.
I'm not going to point my crossbow at him. Are you insane?
No, cover from other angles. Just stand near him.
I will,
Being
near
at
him, in
range.
that case, I will stand over here and point towards, let's say, this left entrance.
Okay. Great.
I'll cover the south.
Now, while Vincent goes into his little trance, I do want to say that up until today, basically the four of you have been on the boat together. You haven't had a lot of alone time. And then there was that moment where Vincent left with one of you and two of you were on the boat. But this is the first time. Well, I don't know if it's the very first time, but it's one of the few times that the three of you have truly been alone and able to talk without Vincent around. Maybe there was a night where you all woke up on the boat at the same time and he was asleep or something like that. And I just, you're mercenaries. You're getting paid 100 gold a month. You know this boat is magical. It's worth a king's ransom. And it has 10,000 silver in a chest on it. And it has 1,000 gold in a chest on it. And he's got at least one magic item with him. And you're mercenaries. And he, a wizard, is very exposed right now. Is there any one of you who is like, hey, maybe we could get rich?
We could draw new eyebrows on him. Shave his eyebrows.
I like the cut of your jib, but this is the first time we're doing this.
Okay.
I think the rewards and the hint of curiosity of all the stuff Vince has been talking about is enough to dissuade me from betraying him at this point.
Okay.
More than enough, I'd say.
We're not just motivated by money. Or if we are, we understand that there might be later consequences for actions like these. Okay. For now. We'll see how well he treats you. If he's kind of a dick, you might have to go.
He's bought us food so far. We got some clams, so some good rep.
While he's in his trance, what are the three of you doing? I see you've taken up good positions. I can see that our crossbow dwarf is looking out over here, over this big hill. Our spearman is sort of guarding this entryway, and you're back here in the corner, Gary, two machetes, keeping an eye, looks this way and maybe this way. Is there any conversation, or is this like quiet bodyguards watching the jungle, or is this like shooting the shit?
I think once he goes into the trance, we should all be quiet and keep an eye on, focus on the situation.
Hearing what's around us.
Proper jungle, right?
Proper jungle.
Yeah, okay. Cautious then.
Looks like getting clams for your party was a great idea, Vincent. Way to buy their loyalty with food. I would betray you right now.
They tell that's the way to a man's heart.
It's so true. Okay. Vincent, you can sort of unfocus your eyes. They close naturally as you feel a slew of memories. One of them is stronger than the others. I guess that's a good place to start.
Cool. Let's start with the strong one.
You remember standing, not here actually, but in this other room over here. It was bigger back then. And you're standing at the front of a classroom, and there are long tables with multiple students, your students, sitting at them. You remember this voice that you're about to speak with, because this stone's been owned by many, many, many people over the thousands of years. There's 6 distinct voices that you have recognized, or will recognize over and over again. There's going to be more voices than that, but 6 important ones that we're going to call out, at least 6. And this is one of them. This is the teacher. It's a woman, a female wizard who is often in a classroom setting. This same wizard shares the memory stone with her husband, who is not magic related, but he uses it to store memories of recipes. So sometimes when you're like, especially near garlic seems to be a big trigger for this guy. He used to cook with a lot of it. You'll get like memories, and if you visit it, it's him standing over his kitchen being like, okay, this is the recipe, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use this, and this, and he just talks through how he's going to prepare the meal, and then the memory ends. It's his personal cookbook. In this moment, it's his wife, the archmage of some unknown place.
Does it seem like the perspective is from this guy?
It's from the woman. It's from the teacher herself, and she's holding up the stone. Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Got it.
She's holding up the stone, speaking, lecturing to her class, and she says to them, "This is a memory stone. There are a few of them around. If you are ever so lucky as to get your hand on one, this is what they do and how they work. By holding it and focusing, you can implant a memory, and then anyone else who knows how to use it may hold it and relive the memory. I am creating a memory of speaking to you all right now, and then we're going to pass this around the tables, and each of you are going to try to relive this memory. Now, you're going to feel when I hand this to you, and you properly attune to it, you're going to feel a pulse Focus on that pulse. Let it in like you're accepting a spell. And then the memory ends. And then you've got, I don't know, another dozen or 2 dozen, 3 dozen associated memories that are all much, much weaker.
Got it. Does it seem like, if I feel like these memories would be the students attuning to the stone and having a memory of it, how long would it take to get through all that?
You'd have to live them in real time. You don't really know what any of them are going to be until you open them up, so to speak. But you could, live 2 seconds of each one just to kind of get a quick glimpse and just rotate through the first few seconds if you wanted.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. And it does feel like students. And it's not students reliving her memory. It's students trying to implant memories of their own. And these students aren't like, high school kids. These are adult students. These are people in their 20s and 30s and some of them in their 40s. And so they're recorded memories, some of which might actually be familiar from you. When you first were learning how to record, you stumbled across similar memories of people making their own first ones. And so the first one that you come across is a person saying like, "Hi, my name is Clarice," and then you move on. And the next is another student who stands up and holds a stone and speaks in a big billowing voice, "I am Derek, the necromancer," and then you move on to the next person. You get through about, 20 of those pretty quickly before you come across another memory. This is the same teacher standing at the same spot at the front of the classroom, except there are no students there, and instead there are little placards placed, little wooden placards with a name etched in them where each student are going to sit. And the teacher looks around and looks at each spot and calls out each student's name in turn, and then it ends. And then there's another, dozen or so students trying things out. And that's all that's in this area.
Okay, excellent. Does it seem like every single memory that the stone was pulling me towards was to this particular building, or are there some like a bit of ways?
They were all in this room over here. But as we mentioned earlier, sometimes like the memories might need a trigger. So maybe walking around might unveil a new one. Maybe there are memories stored here, but there are like no more triggers in this area for it because whatever it would be that triggered it has long gone by now. Maybe these stones, they just look different enough that you can't recall them.
Okay, got it. I find myself, out of the memories, I assume, and then I tell the 3, this looks like it used to be a school. And looking around that, with that knowledge, like, does it seem like it could be, or is it so ruined that you can't tell at all?
At this point, it's just rocks on the ground. Maybe it was a school, and then 100 years later, it was a different building, and then 100 years later, it was something else, like stone building. Old buildings get repurposed over and over again through the centuries.
Yes, and not just that, a school for wizards. So who knows if there might have been something here that might have been lost to the ages. Take a careful look around. You never know what might turn up. As I first walk left expecting nothing in particular, I think the good stuff's on the top right.
Yeah, excellent. That is a great spot for you to be in, because as you are walking there, from the jungles above you come a flurry, a little peppering of arrows. The first whoosh is a natural 20. Oh, God, you'll love to see it for the first attack roll. Let's roll ourselves a 2d6 for damage, Vincent. 11 points of damage. Oh, my God. And the second arrow is a natural 18.
Oh, Lord.
I think you actually have 14 AC because you've got your ring on right now, so it's only regular damage. Another 4 points. And is there a third archer? 1, 2. Oh, there is. Oh my God, Vincent might just die here. The campaign might just be over right here. It's an 8 and a 10. These ones miss. And I think that is our signal that there are baddies in the neighborhood.
Edgard sees Vincent start walking into a room we haven't secured, and he starts rushing when he sees the arrows just fly into his body. Oof.
I'm going to put on some combat music. Why don't we all roll some initiative, and let's see what happens.
As my crossbow is preloaded, my initiative is 1.
Excellent.
We're rolling in. Oh, well, rolling with machete.
Ooh, did I lie on some of those? Oh, I lied on all of those. Oh, no. So this should be a 3. This should be a 4. Let's try these initiatives again. Oh, my God.
It's quite a few initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just a mistake. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. If I bulk these again, like that. Perfect. Almost perfect.
Cool. I'll let chat know who's panicking, but also direct to my HP bar. I have max HP of 21, it seems like, and I rolled for a little bit of HP right before, so the current overlay may be incorrect. But yes, I'm pretty wounded from that.
You're right. I made these overlays before we updated your HP. Yes, and your AC. 21 and 14. Okay.
I subtracted the, what was it, 15 damage, but it looks like the HP bar did not update. I did it on the blue, if that's the right one.
It updated for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm refreshing Roll20 to see if it's client side.
Yeah,
Sometimes
sometimes.
6 out of 21.
Great. Probably was me then.
It is not client side. My AC is 13, but showing a 16.
The shield you have to change manually yourself by...
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's not an automatic thing, sadly. My bad.
Perfect.
Okay. Give me just a moment to fix the overlays. Sorry, first session jitters, everybody. Give me just a moment. What is going on here? Oh, that's what's going on here. That's right. Let me just save this, and then we can... (21 HP max? Yeah. And 14 AC. Okay. Map base. There we go. That should be good now. Perfect. First up in the initiative order is Etgard Ironsmelt.
Sir, get back into cover. Moving out with the crossbow. We'll go out to here. We'll briefly look around to see if Edgard spots any assailants.
Yeah, looking out into the jungle from your position, I think... Make me a quick perception check here as you give the jungle a scan.
gladly. I will do so. Oop, have to reopen the character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
No, there's nothing but trees out there.
In that case, we'll back up. Maybe this wall provides a bit of cover, and we'll start covering spots in front of... Actually, no, he's wounded. I'm sorry. A bit of back and forth as Edgar fails to assess the tactical situation, pulls out his hand axe, crossbow in one hand.
So you've got the locked and loaded crossbow in one hand and a hand axe in the other?
Yes.
All right. Excellent. Coming up next is the first creature coming out of the jungle. It slides down this hill. It's a goblin, and it hurries forth directly towards you, a sword in one hand, a little shield, some scraps of animal hide over its body, and it gives a roar as it runs in your direction. You were changing weapons. You didn't have a specific attack readied or target covered,
Yes.
right?
He rolled initiative with the crossbow, but ended up not using it. So I guess his turn is lost as he's just trying to stand in front of Vincent.
All right. Well, our goblin is going to hack into you. Good, that macro does work. It's an 8 to hit, which is no good, but that's okay. There are more goblins. There's always more goblins out there. Now, unfortunately, goblins, they can be clever, but they're not always the best. You know, sometimes they set a trap and then things get triggered a little bit before the trap is ready. And so this goblin that runs in, he's only got, 60 feet he can move and make an attack in. And he can't charge because it's not a straight line. So he has to spend his whole turn moving up to you guys and then doesn't get to attack anything with it. Vincent, it's your turn. There's a goblin next to you.
I clutch my my chest full of arrows, and I see the goblins charging at me. I try to back away. I'll use a disengage.
Perfect.
I think it's, yeah.
Yes. Where do you go, Vincent?
Back to cover behind everyone. How far can one move?
You can move 120 feet in a round. If you run, actually, since you're disengaging, you can move 1/3 that, so 40 feet. Yes.
Okay, that looks like about 40. I try to hide behind this piece of wall.
Yeah. This is definitely 40. There you go. Easy peasy. You duck behind the wall just in time for the next set of goblins. I'm just gonna reveal them all, so that way it won't be such a bitch. All right. Our next goblin archer up here is gonna try and take a shot. Can they? No. Ooh, Palice. They can see Palice. You're a
Firing into
medium-sized
melee.
creature. Yeah. They have a 2/3 chance. Oh, a 50%. Ooh. It would be 50% chance of hitting you, 50% chance of hitting one of the nearby goblins. Maybe not. They were going to attack, and instead, like a little clever creature, they scurry. And the next goblin who was going to do that is just going to do something else, and it's fine. Don't worry about their motives or their actions. The DM knows everything and would never make a mistake. Sadly, this goblin also cannot get to you in the same round that they can attack. And this one can come on down over here. And I think they'll get to see you there, Ewan, and that'll stop them. I don't think it'll stop them. This guy's almost dead. He's just gonna run right past you, which will provoke an attack of opportunity at +2 for back attack from Ewan. Oh my
I was
god!
holding a javelin at the time, so I stab him with the javelin I was about to throw.
It's a critical hit. Roll me double damage. 2 + 5 is well more than enough. The goblin that runs past you dies before they can get too far away. Sad day for that goblin. And it is your turn, Ewan.
Well, I was going to throw the javelin, so I'll look out of cover, but I don't think there's any close enough. They're way too far for a javelin, I think. So I will move to help out my friend over here. And I'll just attack with the javelin. I'll just
Perfect.
stab the goblin with it.
You thrust.
Oh,
It's a
that's so good,
natural one. No good for you. Our goblin leader will hurry in towards the fight as well. He is running, which gives him AC penalties, but does allow him to move 60 yards, which is 180 feet. Now, goblins, as we said before, kind of a cowardly group, clever, but not always super smart. So this guy's going to run, I think he's going to end up here, in here, clumping together, getting in a nice little spot in the corner so nobody else can flank him, but that is the end of his movement. And this goblin is following his other buddy and running up to Vincent. Full-fledged run, cannot attack in the same round, does have a penalty of 1 to his AC from running, and Gary 2 machetes will go.
Gary 2 machetes, would that be allowed to attack?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to charge him. It's one goblin.
It's just one goblin. Yeah, you need 30 feet to
got...
charge, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, then I'll do the flanky.
All right. You
Because I
stalk
can move 60
around.
and attack, right?
Yes. You can come round the backside of this goblin who is like just engaging with Vincent. Weapons are up. He's trying to hack Vincent to bits. You come up behind him.
One sec.
Mm-hmm. A 7 is a miss. Whoosh. Are you dual
And then
wielding
I
or?
swing with the hand axe.
Excellent.
Which is not rolling.
Sometimes the internet is attacked by sharks.
Oh yes.
Oh,
It's a critical hit. Double
Say
damage
you
on the
fight like
goblin.
a dairy farmer. And
Wow. That is an authentic insult. My God. The goblin falls dead. This old goblin, though, they are moving and getting half a rate of fire. So he's going to come over here, nice and in line. This other guy who moved will also get an attack later at the end of the round because he held his action. And he's going to take a shot right into Gary 2 Machete's back. It's a 3. It's a wild miss. Now,
you also fight like a dairy farmer.
this goblin, the other 2 goblins that have bows had readied actions if they could see anyone. One of them will make that attack against Gary 2 Machetes in the back right now. 6, 7, 8 is still no good. And this one over here, does he have line of sight? I'm going to give Gary +2 to AC from this because there's a little bit of cover going on. 18, even with 2 AC, is still going to hit you. You'll take 1 point of damage as a little goblin arrow embeds itself or grazes itself past your shoulder. And now it's time to roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Same again.
Ooh.
Okay, I think that is everybody. Right? Yep, we got 4 players. We got a bunch of goblins. First goblin is this bowman up here, and he's going to take his first of 2 shots now. Last shot at the end of the round. Straight at Gary 2 Machetes once again. Missile fire is a 19.
Oh, God.
I believe that's a critical hit, Gary.
It is. It is.
You'll take 5 plus 1d6. You'll take 6 points of damage. Excellent. Over on the other side of combat over here, this lovely little fellow takes his short sword and tries to push it through. Who is it? This must be Etgard's body. 3 is not going to get you. Archer. This guy's the one shooting with penalties at Gary's 2 machetes. Missile shot. No good. Vincent. You rolled in with sleep.
Yes, I mutter, I can't believe goblins got the drop on us as I walk up here and I cast a sleep spell on this group.
Yeah, put the sleep spell in chat for us.
Oh.
It causes 1 or more creatures comatose slumber. 1 or more creatures other than undead and certain creatures. All creatures to be affected must be within 30 feet. The number of creatures affected function hit dice or levels. 2d4 hit dice. Okay, lowest hit dice first. Roll me 2d4. 5. Ooh. I think that will put... And there's no save. So the first goblin will fall asleep. The second goblin will fall asleep. The third goblin will fall asleep. But now we're running into an issue where the 3 of you all have 2 hit dice. So
Except Ewan.
Oh, except for Ewan. Right, you got 3 hit dice. You're fine.
Safe.
Okay. So, I'm going to have the goblin roll a d20, and you're going to roll a d20, Etgard, and we'll just see who rolls higher, and that's the person who falls asleep.
Oh!
Etgard, you're overcome by an insatiable ability to
higher.
sleep.
Thought it was higher.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
higher
Did
person
say
falls
higher
asleep.
falls asleep.
Did say
Yeah.
the higher
Ah,
falls
okay.
asleep, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Blech.
You pass out. This goblin is done. Etgard is done. Goblin leader is alive. However, there's a magic user amongst the groups. And this goblin leader is not really psyched about fighting this one guy with armor and a shield by himself. He rolled in with a weapon. He is going to just flee. And flee he will like a little baby. He ran in, magic came off. He is running max speed out, provoking an attack of opportunity. It's a hit.
Plus
It's
2.
not a crit, but it's a hit. For how much? Oh my god. You almost kill our goblin friend. Let me measure his movement distance. No. He can go 180 feet. Yeah. He bolts into the jungle, screaming as he
He's gone.
runs. That leaves us with Ewan. There are 3 sleeping goblins and a sleeping Etgard near you.
I will try and wake up Edgard. Shake him awake.
Yeah, absolutely. Etgard is awake.
The fight's not over yet, Edgard. Get up, get to your feet, and I'll hoist
What
him up
happened?
to his feet.
Oh.
And then I will move. I'll leave these goblins for now, and I'll move into cover over here and just crouch behind this wall.
Perfect.
That's it.
Okay. Goblin Archer does not have to run. Absolutely doesn't have to run. And you know what? You can see Goblin Archer. You can see Gary 2 machetes. And we shoot him. It's a 7. It's a miss. Leaving us with Gary.
Attempted to. So I can move 60 feet and you attack, right?
You can move 120 because you're a human,
Ooh.
right? You're a human. Yes, it's
Yeah,
Etgard
yeah.
the dwarf. Yeah.
I run up to these guys, yelling.
Can you get to them?
I think so.
Oh my
If
god.
it's 120 feet.
It is 120 feet. Yes, you can get to the goblins and make an attack. You close the distance. You bolt up the hill, through the jungle. The goblins, all of a sudden, you are upon them. Go ahead, make your shots.
Avasti scurvy curs. Please roll well.
It's
Nope.
a terrible roll.
And a 10.
Oh, wait, hold on. These are the bow goblins. They don't have shields. I need to make their token bigger so I can see if they're armored or not. No, they have no armor. They have 10 AC. You hit the goblin.
For 6.
Oh, almost. Goblin down at 1 hit point. And then the archers go. Now, these guys are right next to you. They're not going to make an attack against you without provoking attack of opportunity, so they're just forgoing their attacks. This guy back here, though, you got concealment. You actually have a lot of concealment because he's got to shoot through this brush. The bonus to AC for concealment...
Plus 8.
No. You are 90% hidden. You have a +4 to your AC on this next attack. Here we go, buddy. Subtract 4 from whatever this is. It's a
Nice.
9 +2 for back attack is still.
Oh.
You've got. Is your AC from
Dex.
Dex? Oh, it's all Dex.
Yeah.
Then that's a hit. It'll puncture into your back. You'll take 4 points of damage, and we will roll initiative.
These goblins are asleep.
Yeah.
I
They're
will roll
asleep.
into crossbow
Oh,
initiative, which is still loaded.
That's right.
3.
Pickard, fast crossbow. You're awake. What are you going to do?
Awake picks it up, runs to the wall for cover, looks to the side, and looking to the 2 groups of goblins and the scuffling and sounds they're making. Surely I see the one to the left, right?
Oh, easy. No cover or concealment for that one.
Perfect. Then I will attack, and my point-blank range is 60 yards. So here's something I
No,
did.
is it 60
Wow.
yards?
60, 120, and one. Oh, is it?
Wait, hold
30
on,
or
because
60?
there's short range, medium range, and long range, but there's this specialization that gives you point blank, and I can't remember if that's in
Yes.
yards or feet. If it's in yards, that's incredible, but I think it might be feet. Let me check the specialization rules.
That is important because I wrote down the number 60.
Crossbow specialization. It's in here somewhere. For crossbows, point blank extends out to 60 feet. Oh, thank the gods.
Okay.
Okay. Which,
You are fortunate.
yeah.
I'll just move up.
Oh, no. Do you have that enough movement to get? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
have enough
+2 to damage within
All
60
right.
feet.
I rolled an 18.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you absolutely peg him.
Only 4.
That's including the +2? Okay. Whew.
Yes.
Whoops. You should be at 2 HP remaining. Not great for that guy. It is that goblin's turn. We're going to give him
It's the end of my turn.
quick little morale check.
-1 bolt.
I clearly have the wrong morale set up in here, so we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. Here we go. Cocked dice don't count. This is a failure. This goblin's done. Nope. Not worth dying for. And we'll flee back over here, leaving us with Gary.
I'm going to swing my hand axe against the injured one first.
Smart. Oh, good shot.
Nice.
You crack the goblin, and that's enough to bring the goblin down. Poof.
And then
Dead goblin.
machete on the other guy. Oh, nice. Is that crit?
Critical hit again.
Nice.
Okay. So
For
we
six.
need to stop rolling criticals, guys, because the goblins are supposed to be a threat, and now they're
They
dead.
were.
Oh,
They
thank
did a lot of
goodness.
damage.
That was about to kill off him.
Did you ready a spell, Vincent? With strength.
I
Okay.
did.
Yeah. All right. So you
I
will
rolled
still.
an 11. I wasn't clicked on my character, so
Okay. Yeah, your spell will still go off because you start casting it at the start of the round, so it will burn one way or the other. So you might as well cast it.
Yeah, I will. It's just I rolled an 11.
Right.
So
Upon who do you strengthen?
I will go ahead and strengthen my teammate over here and encourage him. Looks like Gary's in a tough spot. Be strengthened and go. You're a fighter, right?
Yes.
1d8.
I believe that means you add 1d8.
Any one of you
roll
can
it.
roll it.
You add 7 strength.
Oof.
What's your
So
strength
I'm at
now?
15.
So you go up to 18, and then it's 10 for every one, isn't it?
Dash 50?
16,
Yeah,
17, 18, 10, 20, 30, 40. 18-40 strength. If you do
Plus one to change
18.4, it'll auto on your character sheet. There you go.
+1 to hit, +3 to damage.
Ooh.
Looks like Gary's just dispatched those ones. How about the sleeping ones? Execution or interrogation?
I don't think we'll learn much from them. Go ahead and execute him, but make sure you chase off everyone else first. It looks like Gary's not in a good spot. I say after casting strength.
Are we out of initiative?
Yeah, we're out of initiative. It's clear there are no more enemies at the moment. However, at least 2 did escape. And goblins... Well, you all know about goblins. They have a lot of numbers, not a lot of brains, and they have little scouting parties that go out and find interesting things. Then they deploy in force. I don't know if you're interesting enough for them to get friends and come back, or if you're actually just too scary and they want to avoid you. But if they got away, especially if their leader got away, it's possible. But he was wounded, right? He was badly wounded. There's no way they're coming back today, right?
Talking about that leader, while they're running away off to the west, what are the odds they're still in my line of sight as they go between the trees?
I can give you 1 attack roll with -4 for cover at medium range. So 1 attack roll at -6.
I'll take that. Loads
Okay.
another bolt. Wathunk. No.
No. Whew. Gently embeds itself. Oh, no. With the -6 on top of that. Yeah. Wild miss. And then there's too much jungle in the way. You'll never see him again. I hope you're tracking
That'll
it. Bolts.
That'll scare them off.
Okay. Whew. Well, party.
I will set to impaling these 3 goblin heads into the stone with my spear.
Tell me more.
I just stab them all in the head and then one by one.
Oh, okay. I imagined that you were like
sorry.
stacking their heads
Just
on a
killing them.
spear. Oh, okay, okay. Quickly, the goblins are dealt with and no more.
I slash their bows in 2. The 2
Oh,
up there.
well. Ruined, destroyed, shattered. The goblins are no more. The threat is gone. And the party, a little wounded, must decide what to do now. Do we continue on our journey to this cliff with this old rune on it? Or do we go back because this is too dangerous?
Sir.
Sorry for my carelessness, I comment. That was quite an ambush.
How is everyone feeling?
Next time, let us clear it first. We'll send Edgard first, right? Edgard?
No, I cover the rear and the flanks, but I guess I was the front.
Whoever would have thought someone would be waiting for us at the centuries-old ruin.
All it takes is one to spot a party.
Do you mind if I cover the rear for now? I'm going to switch out to my trident and net weapon combo.
I do think we are badly hurt enough that we should get back to town and lick our wounds. But first, we probably have some time to look at this rune.
There are no memories associated with this room.
Right. I I will more carefully, now that we've just faced mortal peril, say, let's head off to the northeast room.
All right. One of you taking the lead looks to our
Yes, I can.
Ewan. Oh, and
I don't
you
want
in
to be at
front
the
of
back.
me.
There's goblins over that way.
I'll cover your rear.
Thank you. Oh god, I just remembered how injured Vincent was. Sorry, I got distracted by my own injuries.
Yeah, if he dies, you don't get paid. Got to keep him alive a little bit. Just
My
a little
life
bit
flashed
longer.
before my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never lived it down if I were to die to goblins.
It would be embarrassing, my lord.
You must have taken a goblin arrow before, Vincent.
Haven't
Seems to
had
take
much
them
opportunity
well.
to meet with these things, and I will enter this room, which I presume is a classroom where previously was.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm gonna hide in natural surroundings in this bush.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes, I did it.
Oh my god, you did it. That's not a great chance, but you nailed it.
Yeah.
There. Memories about this room. Need to look through my list of characters who have owned this and where they have been and what they might have. No, there's the same ones from before. You don't notice anything new in this damaged and destroyed room. There's nothing about this room in particular that triggers something. Maybe once upon a time there were more memories associated, but their stimuli are gone. You know, maybe there was a conversation had in here, but it wasn't the room that triggers the memory. It's the clothing that was being worn or the smell of the air in the situation. Out of curiosity, where do you keep this memory stone? It has a little black leather cord around it, so you can wear it on your neck. But I heard you earlier saying that you had it in your pocket. You need it to be...
I think I don't want it so conspicuous in a town, but when we're out in the wild like this, I'll wear it as a necklace.
Okay. It needs to be in contact with your skin for you to know if there's something associated in the area. Which is why I ask, but perfect.
I will try to hold it in my pocket as I'm in town, but out in the wild, I'll wear it.
Lovely.
On my neck.
Absolutely lovely. Yep. This place, this old building, nothing else at this moment from it.
And I'll tell everyone, it may not look like much, and indeed it's probably lost through time, but this used to be a classroom where magical studies were held. If you look around, perhaps we can find something. And I leave them to it.
So I'll start banging on these stones.
Yeah, everyone roll me a d20.
Four.
Nope,
Wow.
nothing. Just old jungle. Some giant centipedes that are like 3 feet long crawling around. Don't get too close to them. Some weird beetles with weird colors all over them. The sounds of, birds of paradise squawking in their weird mating calls. Overhead, a large flock of flamingos, maybe, 1,000 of them pass for a moment. That's distracting. Headed off to some lagoon somewhere. But otherwise, just jungle.
My lord,
Yes?
if the goblins claim this place, it's perhaps possible that maybe they've searched it? I don't know. They might not have anything of value at all, but maybe they've picked up something over the... I don't know how long the goblins have been here, but...
That makes sense. Goblins do like shiny objects, and
Exactly.
ruins are known for shiny objects. We will have to investigate those goblins later. For now,
I would love to.
For now, I think a retreat to town is necessary. I
don't-
kind of look at those three, the three of them, and see if they are rearing to go, at which point Vincent might be convinced, but...
I don't want another stray goblin arrow to strike you in your neck, sir.
Yes. Well, let us head back then to shore, and then we'll sail back to the port.
Now, for the most important role of the day, Gary, are your chickens still there? You've been gone
Nat 20.
for 2 hours. I need you to roll me a d20 for the survival rate of your chickens. High is good, low is bad. Oh yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
They're there. There's no animals near them. You just got some chickens on a rope. Well, chickens in a cage on a rope.
It's good to see you again, Larry, Barry, and Harry.
Oh, for this time to Port Ferris, I believe we will dock out of sight of the town, and then we will just walk to town.
Could
Right.
that raise any suspicion with the people? Why we returned without a boat?
It's unlikely they're paying enough attention.
All right. Well, you can sail down the coast just in time for sunset, hop off, head into town, carrying just a box in a backpack. No big deal. Just an ordinary box in a backpack. Yeah, make your way in. Find an inn, rest up for a little while, right? You'll have to pay, what are my inn rates?
Oh, they must be charging one hell of a lucrative deal. This being the
Yeah.
popular travel point between the regions.
That's a really good point. This should be a Who Wants to Sleep in the
Okay.
Jungle?
Vincent's paying, so it's fine. Or Lord Marshall's paying, maybe. In the long run.
In costs. Lodging. If you want to go to like the cheap inn where everyone shares one big space in a common room and you get like oatmeal for breakfast and dinner, it's $1 a night. If you want like a room with food, like a private room with your own meals, it's $5 a night. If you want to pile a bunch of people into one room, you can get a discount. It would be $5 per person per night if everyone gets a private room. I don't know how you want to do this. You could put as many people in a room as you want.
I think the 4 of us in one room is good. The
right.
$5 option
So it'll be $5 for the room and one person, and an additional silver for each person thereafter. So 5, 6, 7, 8 silver for the night. And I think we need to stay here for a little while. There's no clerics in the party. You will heal naturally at a rate of 1 HP per day of rest. If you can find a doctor, you can up that to 3 HP per day of bed rest, but it does cost, money to hire a doctor.
It's fine. The next day we will go. I'll task the 2 of them, since the 2 of us are pretty wounded, to go search for a doctor.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Excellent. As you go through the town looking for a doctor, here we go. Here's our Port Ferris map background. You can sure enough find one. We're civilization, modest town. Here we go. This should be the right track. Yeah, as you make your way through the jungle town of Port Ferris, asking for where you could find a physician, you will be directed to a house right down on the main docks area. A nice little house right on the coast. It is, if it matters for any reason in the campaign, it's this one up here. Show it to chat. This big house with this little bulbous thing sticking out over the water is where the physician lives. You'll be directed there. They are presently just hanging out in the front of their house, eating a sandwich at a little cafe table that they've brought out here near the little hedgerow, looking at the sea, watching the waves bob up and down. And as the 2 of you approach, you can see that, well, the physician is enjoying their sandwich outside, Standing just inside the doorway is a mean-looking bodyguard who doesn't have any armor, but is carrying like a pair of hand axes at both sides. And they've got like a big scar across their face, and their hair's like got little spots of gray from where their scalp has been damaged before. And they see you guys coming. The bodyguard just gives you the mean look of like, I'm watching you. You touch the physician, I'll get you. The physician, meanwhile...
Does this look like Gary's long-lost brother, Harry Two Hand Axes?
Oh, if only. Sadly, Harry Two Hand Axes died in a drowning accident. The
Crocodiles again.
Oh, man. The physician is an older gentleman. The bodyguard is an older woman.
Greetings. We're in need of medical help for some people we know.
Physician looks up. Well, I'll have you know I take part in no conflict. If you have any... How do these injuries
out
get...
of town. Goblins.
Oh, of course. Of course. Well, it's a gold piece a client a day. How many clients?
We have two.
Splendid. Why don't you tell me where you're staying? I'll get my bag, and I'll come by later this afternoon. And we'll tend to your people. And if these are not goblin wounds, well, we'll have some words about it.
Fair. We're at insert name here of inn.
Perfect. And the party can get a doctor.
How can you tell the difference on a goblin wound?
A discerning eye can tell these things. You need to be trained in the medical ways to understand the nuances. And it's a trade secret. Telling you how that might be done would be revealing information I have worked hard for. That costs quite a bit of money to learn. So I shan't share it.
In respect to that, we are at the Clam Inn.
Perfect. All right, party members. If we're gonna rest until we're at full HP, the most we're down is 9 here, and 4 and 11, 15 here. That's gonna be 5 days of downtime. So that's 8 silver plus. Well, it's 8 silver times 5 is 40 silver. And then 2 machetes only needs 9 HP, so that's 3 gold. And Vincent needs 5 gold. So we're looking at 7 and 9. We're looking at 12 gold for the party to rest up to full HP in this town. Someone's going to have to pay that. Vincent, I think that's you.
Great. I've got it covered. 12 gold.
Great. And that's just having a very low-key lifestyle. Breakfast, lunch, no shopping, no spending, no big fancy going outs. Is there anything the party would like to do? You're not all injured the whole time. You could absolutely split up and search the island. You could send out the bodyguards to go talk to people. You could go look after... Is there any way you want to splinter off half the party?
Yeah, while we're resting up, I'll say you're free to do whatever you'd like if you find out any information about things that are of interest because they were notable hundreds or thousands of years ago. That would be of particular interest.
Definitely want to spend some time keeping an eye out for those 4 guys that talked to us at the docks. See if they come back to town or if we don't see them again.
Now, when you say keep an eye out, does that mean you're just going to go around the town and if you see them, you'll note it? Or like you're specifically looking for them?
I just want to hang out in like the docks in the inn. And if I see them, then I'll let everyone know.
Okay.
Try and keep a low profile and not let them recognize me.
Yeah.
They're wondering why we're not here. We're here without our boat.
Why don't you give me a perception check and a charisma check?
Sure thing.
I'm just interpreting the rolls. Yes, you do see them. It's 2 days later. You'll notice their boat that they're in, same one that you saw earlier, pulls up to one of these docks. Their vessel... I should have come up with a name for this earlier. Their vessel... is... What's a... their ship is called the Magic Fish. Circle this, and that's Captain Jackie. And sure enough, I'm going to show you some tokens that may be of importance if these people continue to bother you. Oops, bring us right over here.
Oh, so I also told the party to look out for information about goblins and Captain Jackie.
Yeah, there's a bunch of minions, and then there's these 2 figures that also get off the boat. This one on the left surely seems to be in charge. This one on the right, as we can see here, he actually wears some armor. He wears a breastplate, like just the front half of a breastplate. It doesn't provide any AC from the back. From the front, it provides decent AC for not a ton of weight. But, from behind, he's super screwed. They both wear cutlasses with them. And the rest of their crew has a mix of spears and swords and crossbows. And a couple axes. The total crew size, it's those 2 plus 15 people. Now, they don't all get off the boat. You see 4 people stay on the ship. And 11 plus these 2 get off.
Okay.
I don't know what you want to do with that information, but you have it.
Once I come into town, I'll probably head back up to the room because I just don't want them to recognize us at the moment.
Yeah. Perfect.
I left all my spare clothes in the ship, so I can't change my appearance to go shopping. Apologies.
Yeah.
Can't really get it out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unfolding the boat in the middle of the inn is probably not a great idea. Who even knows? What happens when you try to unfold the box into a ship, but there's no room for it to unfold? Does it break the boat? Does it break the building? Does everything get destroyed? I don't know. I don't have an answer. Go ahead.
The question's for another time. One that hopefully never comes.
Yeah. That's true.
Too valuable to experiment over, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's the dwarven demographic of this town?
Ooh, excellent question.
Because if I'm the only dwarf, then it doesn't matter if I change my clothes or walking around. Everyone will know Pickard has that
Need
dwarf.
stilts to do that.
It is not great. It's about 15%. From, quick guesstimate of what you see happening.
Not the worst.
All right. Well, I actually think that this is a perfect little stopping spot for us today. I think it's only been about 3 hours, not counting breaks. And everyone did live through the first session. Congratulations. Well done, everybody. And when we come back, I believe it's next week, although we'll talk scheduling offline, we will pick up with the rest of our story. So good job, everybody, for surviving. Well done. Well done. Thank you to our players for being guinea pigs on this weird campaign style where there's like a primary character and supporting characters. I have not done a D&D campaign like this before. It's actually pretty antithetical to D&D campaigns, and I really appreciate the 3 of you hopping on to try out this new dynamic. I hope the players had fun. I hope the viewers enjoyed it. And any last words before we head out? Once?
Yes.
Twice?
GG.
Awesome. Good art. You're an artist.
Well, the map Ooh, I should mention this. Thank you for mentioning this. The map that we're using of the Dardennes, I did not make. That was made for me by... I have the credits somewhere. Hold while I find the credits. There. Here. In... overlay...
You've got get out of jail free card in Twitch chat.
The Map Makers Guild. Yes, thank you very much. The Map Makers Guild on Patreon, I believe.
The one thing I think it's important to note for this campaign is no one in our party has healing proficiency. So if someone goes down, just because the combat's over doesn't mean we're all alive.
That's true. All right. There's the Patreon for those of you in Twitch chat.
Potions.
If you could find healing potions, that would be great. That would be amazing. If only someone had healing potions. Don't look too closely at Jeff. And that's it.
If only.
We will be back sometime in the future. Bye.